Courtroom Shenanigans. Welcome to Courtroom Shenanigans. In this series, Cop Killers, we take a look at the most brutal murders in the U.S. against officers in the line of duty. In the second episode, we feature Phoenix police officer Travis Murphy, who was murdered by convicted felon Danny Martinez. We take a look at the events on the day of the murder, the capture and arrest, and highlight the key points in the trial and judicial process right through to the final sentence. On the night of May 26, 2010, police officers spotted a dark-colored Ford Mustang driving erratically in the area of 19th Avenue and Indian School Road, about a 10-minute drive from downtown Phoenix. When officers attempted to conduct a traffic stop, the vehicle drove away at high speed and was lost in the nearby neighborhood. Minutes later, a witness called the police to report that a dark-colored Mustang had collided into the rear of his vehicle on the 1900 block of West Fairmount Avenue. Officers Jillian Maulmeister and Travis Murphy responded to the call and located the Mustang. Officer Maulmeister walked into the backyard of the vacant home looking for the suspect. She heard multiple gunshots and ran back to the front of the residence, where she found Officer Murphy down on the sidewalk with multiple gunshot wounds to his waist and legs. He was rushed to the hospital, where he later died as a result of his injuries. Travis Murphy was a father of two and 4-year veteran of the force. After an extensive search of the area, police located Danny Martinez hiding naked inside a shed in the backyard of a nearby residence. Police also found an AR-15 assault rifle in a shed located at a house next door to the one where Martinez was found. Residents of the Phoenix area where Travis Murphy was murdered shared their thoughts about an officer being killed in the line of duty.
I'm just at a loss for words, to be honest with you, because I'm really sad about it.
There was a car backing out from my car. One officer that shouted at him, "Get down, get down, get down." And then you just heard bam, 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 bam. And then I seen the officer fall.
I couldn't imagine what they're going through. He's just doing his job.
When a tragedy like this happens, I think that it's our responsibility to show that respect and to support his family.
Danny Martinez's fingerprints and DNA were found on the rifle and the Mustang, which was registered to his father. Martinez was booked into jail on charges of first-degree murder and weapons violations. Martinez served more than 3 years in state prison on felony weapons charges in Tucson before being released in 2009. On February 9, 2011, nearly 1 year after the murder, a Maricopa County grand jury indicted Martinez on 1 count of first-degree murder of a law enforcement officer and 1 count of first-degree premeditated murder. The state filed a notice of intent to seek the death penalty, alleging as aggravating factors the defendant's previous felony convictions and the fact that the victim was an on-duty police officer. July 16, 2015, 5 years after the murder of Officer Travis Murphy, it took the jury less than 24 hours to find Martinez guilty of first-degree murder on all counts. The jury deemed that aggravated factors were involved in the case, making Martinez eligible for the death penalty. I would just like to add, the reason for the lack of depth in this case is because there's no actual audio footage available online of the trial proceedings. November 17, 2015, having already been convicted in July for the 2010 killing of police officer Travis Murphy, the penalty phase of the trial was about to take place. Danny Martinez's day of destiny was in the hands of the jurors, who would decide life in prison or the death penalty.
The defendant should be sentenced to life in prison.
One of the jurors from the trial shared their thoughts on the verdict outside the court, as well as Phoenix Police Chief Mary Roberts.
We're talking about 12 shots in less than 2.5 seconds. What chance did the police officer have?
Quality, top-notch police officer, husband, and father, and he's dearly missed by every one of us.
I personally don't think that justice was served.
May 6, 2016, following a lengthy trial lasting nearly 6 years, Maricopa County Superior Court Judge Teresa Sanders sentenced Danny Martinez to life in prison without the possibility of parole after an emotional 3-hour hearing. Martinez was also ordered to serve an additional consecutive term totaling 65 years for multiple other offenses related to the incident. Troy Campbell, brother-in-law to Travis Murphy, shared his thoughts after the final sentencing hearing.
It helps out with the closure, definitely. It's just, mostly it's important to see my sister happy, and that's what's been hurting me and caused me so much anguish for these last 6 years of this trial.
Danny Martinez is currently 45 years of age. He's been incarcerated for 10 years at the Arizona State Prison Complex in Tucson. His life sentence received means he will never be released.